One. So I remember reading some news articles where it talks about the ceremony, the wedding ceremony that happened with crowns and guns, and some of the comments that came with people who go to the church and the protesters. So I remember reading in the news articles, this one protester said to the person who goes to church, "Hey, don't you know that you're scaring the community?" And that's it. So to the reader's imagination, it's logical to imagine that the person who goes to the church is just realize that. Oh, I had no idea. Well, I'm just in my own little world. So I know exactly what happened in that conversation. And the reason is because I was that person that goes to the church. And the person who was protesting who said that was Teddy Host. It was actually a very good conversation that I had with Teddy Host. I really enjoyed it. And it was actually very invigorating. And I think I can make another video about my personal conversation with Teddy. My heart's really out to him. Anyway, so so I did give a response. Now, to be fair, there was a video clip that did show my response, but I actually gave way more, which, you know what, I don't know, the whole editing thing with the news and how much they can fit in. But obviously, I'm not so happy that, me personally, I'm not so happy that they made us look really stupid or crazy, when actually I gave a pretty logical point after his asking that, "Hey, don't you know you're scaring the community?" So here was my response to him. Yes, I know that we're scaring the community, of course, because what happened over at Florida with the AR-15, plus there has been other mass shootings that happen with AR-15s as well, and now you got a church with an AR-15 next to his school. Gee, put 1 + 1 = 2. Wouldn't it be logical that this crazy group is probably mocking the school or is probably a threat to the school? You're scaring a bunch of parents. Yes, of course I'm not stupid. I know that we're scaring people, but now if I were to express, okay, that actually there is nothing to be afraid about, we actually did contact the law enforcement to let the law enforcement know, hey, we're going to do this event and we want to be respectful to the community. So law enforcement were notified, and I think they, I don't know how exactly the school caught this information. And if you actually read some of the news articles from the superintendent actually said, we're not personally in threat, that the school institution is not really in threat of the church, but they don't want to go through traffic and just the nature of the event. They don't want the kids to go through with that. Were the parents scared? I'm sure. I'm sure some parents were scared, and I'm sure some parents were concerned. But my point is that we were actually very respectful about this. And what I shared with Teddy, the protester, is if you think of the opposite, okay? So we actually did make this event public, and it was planned actually like 6 months prior. It's actually really amazing that this was planned 6 months, and then this horrible event happened in Florida. It's just, wow, they're so close to each other. I mean, I feel like it's pretty sad that happened and it's close to the event. I'll talk about, why we didn't move the event or whatever, but this is about scaring the community. I just want to make a logical reason that if we didn't notify the police, and if we didn't even make this public, and we did this in secret, right? And then we did it in secret, let's say, and some people in the community caught that, like, why the heck are there a bunch of people in this church bringing AR-15s? That's kind of scary. Yeah, I would personally be scared of that if I was someone in the community watching a church do something like that, without notifying the public, without notifying the police. And that's something the police, I wouldn't blame the police. They should be concerned about that. Some church that's holding a bunch of AR-15s in some secret ceremony. It sounds like some crazy Freemason and a higher Freemason. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. But some crazy like Illuminati, secret society, freaking Bilderberg, freaking, I don't know, Bohemian Grove stuff, okay? So, no, we made it public. And if anything, what we strongly advocate for is people in the community to carry firearms. So, did we scare the school? As far as like the parents go, and maybe some personal teachers or whatever. Sure, I'm sure we did. I'm sorry that you guys feel that way. But we really do advocate for teachers to carry firearms to protect the children from potential predators. So, if anything, it should really encourage the school to then carry firearms in case there is a crazy group that's holding a bunch of crazy, AR-15s that come to attack them and stuff like that. So, yeah, anyway, did we scare the community? I'm sure we did, but I hope that people recognize where we stand, and that they themselves could realize maybe I should carry a firearm, right? And yeah, that's about it. So I love you all. Peace out. Mwah.